Yes, if you can believe it, I really do have a whole bunch of uh, green shirts. Don't worry though. I mean, I'm doing some laundry today. I'll take care of it. Um, Good morning and happy Sunday. You know, I'll be honest. Going into this weekend, I was actually kind of dreading. In fact, my low was I was pretty much dreading going into this weekend. For the simple reason that I'm not seeing my family this weekend. You know, they're all over in Disney World. And my schedule's too busy, so I couldn't go. As well as there was a few commitments I had to make that I had to take care of. So, and yeah, I do miss my family. Of course I do. Why wouldn't I? But this weekend really has been just so great that I don't really, well, again, I do miss my family, but, you know, I feel whole. You know, for the moment, like, even though I always love them and they're always going to be with me in here. The point is, I know that, you know, I had a great weekend without them. I mean, granted, it was due in no small part to the people I saw over this weekend, to be sure, including last night, which I'll get to. But for the most part, you know, I went from dreading this weekend because I was worried I'd be alone to having a great weekend simply because of the people I saw. And I could never be sad by that. So, without further delay, good morning and happy Sunday, everybody. Well, I already talked about my low, and I guess my high was, again, you know, I had a great day yesterday, and actually my act of kindness involved something I did last night. So, well, I should probably start off by saying, yesterday I went to a funeral service for someone I knew in high school. And it was actually a very somber time, to be sure. In fact, I could feel the emotion in the entirety of St. Patrick's Church. I mean, the one good thing about it was I got to see people I haven't seen in years. Some people not even since, like, I graduated from high school. Like, I was not expecting. I was expecting I would see people I know. I didn't expect to see, like, as many people as I saw, you know, that I knew. Actually, I should probably, I'm running late. I'll start getting my shoes on. So, the way it worked when I got to the church was, you had to wait in line to, you know, walk up to, you know, the family and then pay your respects to who was sadly in the casket. And it was actually somebody I knew. So I knew the line. That's actually one thing that did bother me though. Like, I would have loved to have been able to, like, kneel down and say, like, a prayer or two, but there really wasn't any kneelers there. So I just had to stand there, look down, and quickly do the Irish blessing that I know. And, you know, I went back, sat down, and then I, you know, sat by some people I knew. As well as I got to say hi to people who, again, I haven't seen in, you know, years. And I stayed there until, roughly like 11:30. I mean, there was a service at noon, but if I went to that, I would have missed something that I went to afterwards, which was for the third year in a row, I went to a very special event that takes place at Illegal Tap House. Every year, they celebrate the release of the 21st Amendment. For those of you who don't know, the 21st Amendment was the amendment that abolished prohibition. And they do that with a bourbon tasting, which I got to go to. In fact, as soon as I'm done tying my shoe, I'll show you. Almost. Sorry, this is Dave talk. Okay, now I'll get the thing I was going to show you. I got this commemorative whiskey sipping glass. Now I'm going to put this away. So the way it worked was, at this tasting, they gave you 2 sets of 5 tickets, a set of 5 red tickets and a set of 5 white tickets. Now, as far as the red tickets goes, there were several gift baskets. They were essentially raffle tickets, and you write your name, your telephone number in case for whatever reason you were gone and they called your name, and you put your ticket in the bucket, and if they draw your name, that's great. As for the white tickets, I should reiterate, there was somewhere that was giving away free bourbon samples as well as some whiskey samples, but the white tickets were for like really special stuff, like Kentucky Owl, like Pappy Van Winkle 10-year, Pappy Van Winkle 12-year, Pappy Van Winkle 15-year. The list goes on for how special these whiskeys were. Now, in the interim, thankfully, there was also food. And believe me, at this event, you need food and water. You need water to both clean out your palate and rinse out your tasting glass. But the food is also, because, listen, these were really powerful spirits. Like, if I wasn't careful like I was, I guarantee you I'm feeling buzzed. Like, altogether, I probably had like 10 sips of whiskey, which, only sips. Like, it doesn't sound a lot at first, but when you realize how strong whiskey is, you'd understand that if you don't eat food, you're gonna be out. Like, you for sure will be unable to drive. You for sure, may have some short-term memory loss. But, that's what it was. And, you learn about the processes of how, bourbon is made, oak char barrels. There was a maple-flavored whiskey I tried. That was delicious. Yeah, man. This is the 3rd time I've gone to this event, and it manages to be amazing each time I go. And here's what's even better. Yesterday was so beautiful outside, we got to go outside and sit on the Illegal Tap House's back patio, which, technically I was in there when they had the après ski party in that giant globe in the cold. But this is the first time that Illegal Tap House probably let people sit on the back patio because it was nice out. I knew yesterday was gonna be great. I wasn't expecting that though. And I also ran into some people that I know who were well, they weren't there for the tasting, but they were there for lunch. It was great to see them again. And after that, I went to church. And between church and getting myself some dinner, I did some shopping, because since I'm on my own, I gotta make my own dinner, right? And after that, I went to the Elbow Room, because there were some very dear friends of mine who were visiting from Florida. And I, for sure, will always make an effort to see them, for sure. I mean, one of these people actually loves Elbow Room probably even more than I do. And that's saying a lot. They were also celebrating the fact that they had just had a kid, which I got to meet, and oh my gosh, this was the most adorable baby I'd ever seen in my life. Actually, I saw 2 adorable babies yesterday. A friend of mine who was also there to see my friends from Florida, they just recently had a kid as well. So it was really cool to see like the 2 babies meet. That was really cool. I mean, come on, man. It's a bit. They just celebrate having a little girl. You know, what's not to like about that? And it was so like the baby already. I already said like the baby already has her mother's eyes and her mother's nose, at least from what I saw. Again, I'm not really an expert when it comes to looking at babies. That's my mom's job, really. But it was a very sweet evening. It was. You know, I got to catch up with people I haven't seen in forever from that perspective as well. Actually, I can't say this person's name because, again, that's part of my policy. But I would like to point out that someone actually walked up to me, told me that they watched my videos, and said they were inspired by me. Okay, come on, that's just awesome. That is just so cool. I mean, again, every once in a while, you know, I'll get something like that, and it's great. But, and maybe this is a me thing, I never expect it. So, you'd be amazed just how, you know, incredible it is when that does happen. And, it's great. You know, this is the sort of stuff I love to do. This is the sort of stuff that I'm glad that I get to do. And I mean, now if only I could get paid doing this, that'd be pretty great. But you know what? I'm still having fun either way. And I mentioned my act of kindness. When my friends were visiting from Florida, I gave them a few jars of pickles that I made. So they're taking them down there to Florida. Oh, I'm sure they'll probably have some of them now, but some jars they'll be taking to Florida for the rest of their family that I also know is out there, who I actually also haven't seen in a good while. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I was really sad. And you know what? The entire night I'm also thinking, like, wait. Like, there's a direct flight from Elmira to Florida. In fact, where they are in Florida is 10 minutes from the airport where that plane would land. So, it is very much within the realm of possibility where I can say I have a lot of options going forward in terms of things I can do, but also videos I can make too. I mean, at the time, I have no aspirations of doing that yet. Again, I only just found this out a couple days ago. But don't worry, the wheels are turning. And, you know, who knows? Maybe I'll surprise everybody one day and just, you know, do a video in Florida. I mean, again, I don't plan on doing that now. I mean, don't get me wrong. As great as like the weather, it was a beautiful day out yesterday. It's not gonna last long. Like Florida, the weather is supposedly good all year round. I say good all year round. You may not really get snow, but there are other elements you need to face down here. Like, people already complain about heat. People already complain about how rainy Florida can be sometimes. It's also windy in that state, so you gotta worry about that. My point is, I wouldn't mind going back to Florida sometime. I haven't been to Florida in years, actually. But, again, it's an option. But if nothing else, like, this weekend was filled with nothing but seeing people that I know, love, and respect. I mean, yeah, going to see Kill Rush on Friday, going to, the calling hours yesterday, or the bourbon tasting yesterday, or the elbow room last night, to see my friends who were visiting from Florida. Like, that's all great. But without good people around it, what good is it worth? Well, that's my take on it. I hope you like this video. If you like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow on social media. As always, I'm very homely. This video for all you guys watching. Your family. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Sunday. And remember, if you guys want to talk to me, always back. Take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.